Okay. Yes. So, hello everyone. My name is Jean Pitteloud, as Stefan mentioned already. I'm in charge of preparing the statistics, or collecting the statistics for Big Win and Small Win in the World Wind Energy Association. Today, I'm gonna just present very briefly because we have a long list of speakers who from all over the world who will present about their countries, especially now with this general crisis with the coronavirus. It's important to know from them what is the situation now in their countries. So I will just have present a general, uh, some general numbers. First about the World Wind Association. Most of you probably know us already. So we are international organization in charge of promoting wind energy and all renewable energies. I will not talk too much about this right now because I think Stefan will probably at the after me will speak a little bit more about the station. Um, so we'll just go to the numbers now. Uh, so this year, last year, 2019 was let's say a good year in general for for wind energy. We have the two most important markets worldwide, China and US. They have important recovery. So we had a total installed capacity of almost 60 gigawatts worldwide. You can see here compared to the previous year, we have an increase, an important increase. Some other markets are, of course, having some issues. Some of the big markets, but usually the two main, and especially China, is usually the main driver of the installations in a year. So because of the recovery in China and US, we can see this year was better than the previous ones. In terms of growth rates, you can see here that we were decreasing in terms of growth rates in the last year, 3 years, and now we are achieve 10.1% increase in new installations. Um, when we see now the total installed capacity worldwide, we reach at least 650 gigawatts by the end of 2019. It's important always that these numbers are increasing every year to year, meaning that we have at least a stable wind market in general worldwide. Of course, there are many issues in some countries that we will hear in the future presentations. Of some are performing better than others, but in general, it's good news that we always has increased these numbers of new installations worldwide. So in terms of regions, you can see here no news, but Asia is dominating, of course, the total installations. Europe in second and North America in third. We can see still other regions like Latin America, Oceania, and Africa. Some of them, like Latin America, were at some point with Brazil and Mexico and Chile having very good numbers. But of course, everything changes a lot in this in region politically and economically. So this will have an impact on the also on the wind sector. Um, we hope these regions can also have better numbers during the next years. Uh, but politically and economically, they have to also become more stable to achieve better numbers. We see the case of, for example, of Argentina, where there were very good news during the last years, but now economically and politically everything is changing again. So it's difficult to see good numbers in the future. So when we talk about the top markets, you can see in this chart here the last 3 years how was the market. We see, for example, in Brazil, they were having very good years, 2017, 19, but 19 was not so good. China, you can see here the recovery and more or less the explanation of why we have better picture this year, last year. And the European markets, you see all of them, instead of Spain, they got the less installations during 2019. So it's good news to see Spain after many years with almost no installations to now have to reach the 2.3 gigas in 1 year. So we hope this continues. Also, Spain has a big wind industry, so we hope this can continue like that, so the industry can be more stable. US, you see also a bit recovery, so the same as in China. So in this table here, you can see here the top, let's say 9 countries in the top markets, how they developed in the last 4 years, 5 years. And these figures are, by the way, now online. So you can see the complete table of all the countries which with wind energy installations in our website. So this is just a small summary of the installation, because of course we cannot put the whole table here. But if you go online, you will see this complete table there. So if you can check all the countries there. So this is just an overview. As I mentioned, we will have a lot of speakers today from every region. So I think they will go deeper on the analysis of the situation of the markets in these countries. So I hang it to you now, Stefan. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sean. I think that was a good start to get into the topic where we are today. Indeed, if you can show me the slide, if you can show us the slide 7 again, because what we want to talk about today and hear from our experts is, on the one hand, how the market was in 2019, but that's already passed. We also want to talk about the prospects for this year. And you look at those top 8 markets, then of course we already can guess what problem will happen this year. Because when you look at the top 8 markets, 7 out of them are those top affected by the coronavirus crisis. Obviously China is the case. China, France, Germany, the United States in particular, Spain, the United Kingdom, they're all heavily affected at the moment with general lockdowns, and also in India, for example. So there is an impact that has on the markets, on the one hand from the lockdown, on the other hand from interrupted supply chains.